This is Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
This is James Arnold Taylor, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi. I have a good feeling about this.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of CWK Live every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Dan Zare, delighted to be talking Star Wars with each and every one of you. And yes, it is, as the Force is absolutely with us here at Coffee with Kenobi, it's the Ahsoka pre-show. It's the Disney Plus Ahsoka pre-show. We watch the show at 7 o'clock, discuss last week's show, and then we sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode of Ahsoka on Disney Plus, which could not be more exciting. And we've got a lot of our friends here with us like we did last week, which is great. Minta is here. This is the way. It's CWK Day/Tano Tuesday. Hello, Minta. Great to see you. Mary, happy Tano Tuesday to you. For some reason, I don't have the option to like your comments, Mary. I don't know why that is. Anthony, hello, Anthony. Happy pre-show, everyone. Anthony, great to see you, my friend. And Smooth is here. Hello, Smooth. Smooth is watching from Coffee with Kenobi's YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Smooth. Great to see you. Smooth and Peyton, hello, two of you. Great to see you both. Ross is here. Hello, friends. Happy to see you with internet service still. Mary, be safe. No kidding. We're thinking of you, Mary and Aaron and Blake and everyone, all of our Floridian friends who are currently in Florida. Hopefully you stay safe and the storms and things stay far, far away from all of you. Jason is here. Hello. Glad to be here with you all tonight. Henrik is off searching the galaxy for Thrawn and Ezra, but I have his top 10 list and I'm ready to go. Awesome. Well, I feel like if Henrik is looking for Ezra, it's going to be a quick season. He's going to find him. He's pretty sharp, that one. David is here. Hello, CWK peeps. Hello, David. Great to see you. Brian is here. Hello, Brian. This is the Tuesday. Yes, it is. Liberty's here. Hello, Liberty. Hey, hey. Good to see you. Ross, Mary says, Ross, so far so good. Later tonight will be interesting. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Well, be careful, my friend. Be careful for sure. Look, let's get an escape from all of that, and let's talk some Star Wars. I've got a packed show for you tonight. We've got some reviews. I've got a lot of news, some merchandise stuff, and of course a top 10 of episodes or parts 1 and 2 of Ahsoka. Smooth says, excited to watch the next episode of Ahsoka. We all are. And speaking of that, I want to thank Ross and Jen for joining me and being my regular co-host for every episode where we review the Ahsoka series. And I got a lot of feedback, and everyone loves the three of us together, and very impressed with our co-hosts. And yes, Ross and Jen were fabulous, as expected. So a lot of fun. Thank you both so much, and thank you all for listening and for spreading the word about what's going on in Coffee with Kenobi. Anthony says, stay safe. We'll be moving to Orlando sometime in September. I knew it was soon, Anthony. So that's good. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see what we got on the show for tonight. We've got your top 10 moments from parts 1 and 2 of Ahsoka and Star Wars news. Lots of it. So let's just jump right into our Star Wars news right now. Oh, wait. There's Alex. Hello there, Alex. Great. All right. Time to see what's brewing in the world of Star Wars this week.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
All right, so the first news, this is sort of a family plug as well. So if you play Fortnite, now I'm not a Fortnite person. I respect it. I stink at it. I don't know what's going on because you kind of reached that point, right? But Mason loves it. As you probably know, he's got a channel, Pro Z, and he's got like one of his videos has got over 130,000 views. He's got over 1,000 subscribers. He's doing great. But he was telling me, hey, Dad, Ahsoka's going to be on Fortnite. So I posted in the Coffee with Kenobi's website, coffeewithkenobi.com. And he wanted me to share with all of you that it came out last Friday, but you can't unlock or play Ahsoka for 30 days from last Friday. So when that happens, I have requested that Mason come on and give a full review of Ahsoka on Fortnite. So look forward to that. Anthony says we're going to have a meetup at Oga's. Yes, we will do that at some point. Lots of get-togethers are going to be happening in Florida for sure. All right, out today from a certain point of view. I've got a copy right here for you. This is continuing the line of From a Certain Point of View books, celebrating the original trilogy. It's got over 40 authors, including friends of the show, Kristen Baver, Jason Fry, Adam Christopher. Oh my gosh, so many wonderful authors, Mike Chen. And this is a great book. I devoured it right away. It's got some incredible highlights, including the amazing authors that I just mentioned. There's also a great story told from the perspective of the Sarlacc. It is available in bookstores today. You can certainly order it online, but I highly recommend it. How heavy is the book? Well, unfortunately, Anthony had the strength of 10 men. So no, just kidding. It's a good size. It's a good size book. I would guess it's a... Oh, I'm terrible at guessing things like that. But it's a very good size book. Very good size book. Also, now this Tales of Light and Life is a collection of short stories, continuing the High Republic. It is really, really good. I mean, you've got Charles Soule, you've got Zoraida Cordova, Tessa Grafton, George Mann, Kevin Scott, Letty Kang, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, and Claudia Gray. Did I say Claudia? You got to say Claudia. But highly recommend this. You're a fan of the High Republic, and you should be. It's terrific. Now this other one, this book's been out for a couple of years, but I was looking on Amazon, doing some research on some stuff, and I found the Star Wars book, which you may know I was fortunate enough to write a couple of years ago with Pablo Hidalgo and Cole Horton, and I found a new version of it in Spanish. And while I don't read or speak Spanish, I wish I did, but it was pretty cool. So you may have seen I posted on social media, and my wife knows a little bit of Spanish, so that was fun. And I got to see sort of my bio in Spanish. I don't know. It was just a real thrill. What a blessing to write a book that is published in other languages. So that was just a shameless fun plug. I just thought it was a real joy and a real delight. My students really got a kick out of it too. So super, super fun, right? Super fun. Brian loves the older ones for Return of the Jedi, a certain point of view, and can't wait to see the Return of the Jedi version. It's great. You will love it. Does it look bigger? Oh, gosh. You know, that's a good question. I didn't even put it by the other ones. I feel like it might be, but I don't know. I mean, it's thick because there's a lot of stories, but it's not like it's super tall. Like, if you know how big the Star Wars book is, I'll put it next to that so you can kind of get an idea of the scale of it. So, if that helps at all. Yeah, so there you go. Just pure science here at Coffee with Kenobi. You know, we're using physics and the metric system and all kinds of great stuff. Awesome. All right, so let's look at some merchandise, dude. There is a lot of merchandise to talk about. First, you may have heard the bonus Coffee with Kenobi I had over the weekend. Star Wars team roundtable interviews. I was able to be one of a couple of fan sites that were able to break the news that the mural card back from Star Wars Rebels, of course, the classic mural that we see at the end of Ahsoka Episode 2. They've got, of course, the tier releases of Ezra and Kanan and Zeb. If certain tiers are unlocked for the HasLab, you get them. But then someone asked, hey, what about Sabine? What about Chopper? Well, they said if they meet all of the tier goals, then they're also going to release Sabine and Chopper in stores on the vintage card with the mural itself. So you could have the entire Ghost crew with that mural card if they meet all the tiers for the Ghost. So that's cool. I haven't checked it today. I'm sure someone listening can check and let me know how far along we are on that tier, but I thought that was cool and it was fun to be able to share that news. What's the one I'm most looking forward to from the Return of the Jedi book? So, I was most excited to read Kristen's just because Kristen is a friend of mine and I just know she was excited. We talked about it at Celebration a little bit, so that was fun. But they're all good, Anthony. I enjoyed reading all of them. They're really cool. All right, so Black Series. I actually texted Ross this. We're getting a Sabine Wren helmet, a Black Series helmet. These things are really high quality. I believe Minta won the Bo-Katan one from Coffee with Kenobi a few months ago. But I've got a couple of pictures of here. There it is with the light up feature, and there it is just straight on, but a great looking helmet for sure. Ross, I'm expecting that this will look great on your shelf. All right, let's talk Black Series. There's a number of Black Series figures. This is Merrick. She is, I don't know who Merrick is. No one knows. It's an Inquisitor that fights Ahsoka. And this is the Black Series version. I don't know if seeing the show properly illuminated how cool this character's design is. But it looks almost like classic medieval armor. But I really like the look of this figure. And this is, again, the Black Series. Ross is excited. He says, gorgeous for that Sabine helmet. And Minta wants it too. See, Minta, you got a collection. You got to get going with this. I love it. Also, Black Series. Now, I didn't expect these to come out so quickly. But I guess that makes sense. So this is the HK-87 Assassin. HK-87 Assassin droid that we saw several of them. They come with a nice cloth cape. A great looking Black Series figure. This is the Black Series of Morgan Elsbeth. And that's a really nice sculpt as well. These are all, of course, from Ahsoka. This is Professor Huyang. And I love this one. I didn't use the picture here, but there's one of Huyang with his arms behind his back. And it just looks like he does in the show. And I just thought it was great. So I really like the look of that figure a lot. A really nice sculpt. There's Ezra. Now, to me, as far as I'm aware, this is the first time we've seen live action Ezra. So while we haven't seen the actor besides in a hologram and really small that Sabine was watching in part 1, here you can see, kind of get an idea what the actor might look like as Ezra, but that is the Black Series Ezra Bridger figure. So pretty cool. And then rounding out the Black Series, you got to save the best for last. It's Chopper. Now, I think we had a Black Series Chopper figure before, but he's got a lot of features. I included the image with him with the jet propulsion. And, it's Chopper. What else can you say? It's great. Anthony says that Ezra is a must for my collection. A fine addition to your collection, Anthony. David loves this. Says, Chop, I know. I texted Aaron, showed him that picture. Actually, I showed him another picture I'm going to pop up here in a little bit. So this is the vintage collection Morgan Elsbeth. For some reason in the photos that Hasbro sent me, for this character on card, they only showed her from the side view, but this is the vintage collection. As you're probably aware, Black Series are 6-inch figures, whereas vintage collection of the classic 3 3/4 inch line of figures with a lot of great detail. Here's an HK, I put 47. It's HK-87 Assassin droid. This is the vintage collection version. Smooth says he's excited for the updated Lego version of the Ghost. I know. I am excited about that too. Here's a vintage collection of General Hera Syndulla. Okay, so you can go to coffeewithkenobi.com to get a closer look at all of these images. Definitely go to coffeewithkenobi.com. There's a great post there showing the Hasbro release with all the details about the figures, including pre-orders. And the pre-orders for all of them are tomorrow, except for the next round I'm going to show you. This is the retro collection. This is, of course, as many of you know, the retro collection has my heart. But there is no announcement of when we're going to get a retro collection pre-order link. So all it says is they're going to be available in stores in the fall of 23. So I guess I'll just be combing the stores like the good old days, which I am more than happy to do. Daniel is here. He says, hey, gang, no time for top 10. Started grad school and it's quite a learning curve. I will listen in. Hey, no problem, buddy. Thank you so much. Grad school started for me last week, too. So awesome. Maybe we'll see each other in class. How fun would that be? But happy to have you on the show. So this is the new Ahsoka retro. Now, there already is an Ahsoka retro figure that came out for the Mandalorian second wave. This looks to me to be the same figure or very similar, but she comes with, actually the boots might be different. Yeah, I think it is a little bit different. But she's got that really cool cloth robe, Jedi robe, that just like the vintage collection, just like the classic Kenner, which is what the retro collection is supposed to feel like. So I'm tempted to get it just for that cloth alone, because that's a great look. And then we have Chopper, and I was going to put him first, but it's Ahsoka's show. Even though Chopper's the star, right? Chopper's the star of the show. This is a retro version, again, replicating the classic Kenner line. This is a retro collection of Chopper. And for a lot of these, I just put one picture, but I had to get 2 of my chop. And because I can't wait, I'm going to get a bunch of those. I'm going to put them around the house. Maybe I'll have a whole Chopper Retro Collection Christmas tree. Why not, right? Why not? Scott is here. Hello, Scott. Scott, great to have you on the live show. He says he's teaching grad school. Hey, it's all full circle, isn't it? Well, it's great to see you, Scott. Wonderful. Love seeing your posts in the cafe. Julia was hoping to see me in the Ahsoka headband. Oh, rats. You know what? I actually do have it. It's not here. It's in another part of the house, but remind me to do that for next time because we'll be talking Ahsoka for a while. More Chopper love. Ross says that Chop is excellent. He is awesome. Other retro figures, we've got Hera. A Hera retro collection. Again, these are all from the Ahsoka Disney Plus live action series. Not the animated, but doesn't matter. We get another Hera figure, which is great. And again, if you want to see bigger images of these, depending on what size you're watching this on, whether it's your TV or laptop or iPad or phone or whatever, you can go to coffeewithkenobi.com, and I've got individual images of all these you can look at and get a bigger picture of. Thanks, Hasbro, for sending that over. All right, here's HK87. I keep putting 47. I must have been listening to rap music or something. I don't know why. But there's the Assassin Droid retro collection version, which is really neat. There's Merrick. No one really knows how to say it because we haven't heard the name, but I'm assuming it's Merrick. But there is a retro collection of him. And again, look at the design. It's harder to see because it's quick in Disney Plus show, but the figures really capture the sculpt and the armor. Really stunning. There is Morgan Elsbeth again, but again, the retro version of her. And there is Sabine. You'll notice this is pretty cool and unique. They have her helmet, but it's separate and it's much, much higher up on the card. I think that's a really cool look. And look at the different colors of her blasters. And I added an extra one here. Anthony says the retro line is so cool. I love the retro line. Got an extra one here. And there is a close-up of Sabine out of package with the lightsaber. And you can see she's got the hilt on her left hip. And then just the actual armor itself with the helmet on, which comes on and off for retro line. That's pretty cool. There aren't a lot of retro collection figures that do that. So a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff that will look great in our collections. So there you have it, friends. A lot going on. By the way, last week, and we're going to go ahead and jump in. Last week, we announced, you may have seen it, we did the prize package, Terry King. The awesome Terry King won that. A round of applause for Terry. Terry can't join us tonight. But Terry, your prize is en route, my friend. They got a few surprises in there for you, too. Thanks to everybody who entered in the Coffee with Kenobi prize pack. It helps get more people to the website so I can show everybody what's going on in Coffee with Kenobi and listen to the show, which is wonderful. And then be on the lookout for more prizes because there are more that are coming our way. All right, let's do it. It says it's top 5, but you know it is a top 10. Let's do it. So yes, we're going to do our top 10 tonight. I didn't change the video for that because we're not doing too many top 10s. But there's a top 10 tonight because we've got top 10 moments from parts 1 and 2 of Ahsoka. Hopefully you've got your list ready and you're able to join us. If not, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. And relive these wonderful moments from the first 2 episodes. Again, I'm sure you heard on Coffee... Whoop, that's not right. On Coffee with Kenobi this week, Ross and Jen joined me. And we talked all about the first 2 episodes. It was a blast. As you know, for our top 10 tonight, let me change the screen. I have them all combined together. Okay, so it's not like I'm doing 5 from part 1 and 5 from part 2. I just kind of put everything into a hat and see what came out. So we're going to start with number 10. And let's say a prayer that my voice holds up for this entire show. And I know I have to talk fast too because we all want to sit down and watch Ahsoka in 40 minutes, which is cool. All right, number 10 for me is Ryder Azadi. I did not expect to see Ryder Azadi. I almost kind of forgotten about him, but I always enjoyed that character, mostly because of Clancy Brown and his excellent voice. And then Clancy Brown walks out as Ryder Azadi. Didn't get much cooler than that, so I was excited to see that. Mary's 10 are in no certain order because I have 8 of them in the cafe. That was fun. I liked seeing that, Mary. 10 for Mary's Balin and Shin's first appearance and Balin walking down that hallway. Oh, cool. Jason's 10 is Kevin Conner's music, and Henrik's 10 is Ahsoka's lightsaber spin cut, which I'm sure is going to come up again. 10 for me to the Tuca cat. Yes, I love how they were able to use animatronic and computer for this fan favorite feline. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Liberty Elspeth is a Night Sister. What? I know. That was a cool surprise. That was nice to see. Makes her more formidable, I think, for Ahsoka as like a match. 10 for Ross is an ancient temple from the Night Sisters. Yes, and I may not be reading all of your comments, but it doesn't mean I'm not enjoying them. I'm just saving for a lot more comments. Brian's 10, the reintroduction of Ryder and Jai into live action. Yeah, Jai was introduced too, and he is one of the cadets that goes through with Ezra and Zara Leonis in, I think, episode 4 or 5 of season 1 of Rebels. So that was cool to see. Smooth's number 10 is an opening crawl. Yes, that was pretty awesome. That may come up a little bit later on my list, Smooth. You never know. You just never know. Ding! Okay, everybody have their 10 put in there? I don't see anybody else, so I'm going to move on to number 9. Number 9 for me is Sabine's entrance. When she shows up with that rock star soundtrack, which of course Ross and I talked about, and just like the cool move and her attitude and the spunk, and just it felt like real Sabine to me. That great little move where she kind of does that little slide and sort of drifts with her speeder, that speeder bike. Just great. It was just punk rock, man. It was awesome. So I loved seeing that. Let's see. Scott's number 10 was seeing the E-Wing in action. Now that was nice to see. That was a nice surprise. Mita's 9 as Ryder Azadi. Blew my mind that Clancy Brown reprised his role as the character. Me too. Loved it. It was a really, really cool surprise. Okay. Anybody else have one that they would like to share? Here they go. Mary says Ahsoka's 9 is Ahsoka cutting the hole in the floor of the temple, just like she did in Victory and Death when she and Rex are escaping the falling Star Cruiser. That's right. Oh, I didn't think about that, but you're right. Brian's 9, the introductory crawl. We were pumping our fists when the words first appeared. Yes, more on that later. Jason's 9, Ahsoka's lightsaber spin moved. I loved it in Clone Wars Season 7. Hey, just like Mary said. I'm glad she still does it. And Henrik's number 9 is a live action Lothal. You know what? That didn't make my list. But I loved that too. That was pretty magical. 9 for Liberty. The music that Sabine was writing to, so futuristic punk. So good. Number 9 for Ross, Pathway to Peridia. Love that a Padawan fairy tale is coming to life. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that connection. 9 for Scott is Sabine wielding a saber, which was also very cool to see. Smooth's 9. Morgan Elsbeth is a Night Sister descendant. I love how the Night Sisters have now made it to live action. That's right. I didn't think about that, but this is their first live action appearance. So that is pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go to number 8. Number 8. A pet Lothcat. That's right. Just having a Lothcat in live action. How it was animated, the sound effects, even the way that the little critter was fed. I found it very, very charming and very, very fun. And I know a lot of people were oohing and eyeing, and as well you should. And it was just great. Like a live action Lothcat that just brings the magic of Rebels into live action. 8 for me to Sabine's entrance. It was a nice change of pace to use a punk rock style. It's a traditional instrumental. Oh, that's cool. You're right. We're like almost on the same order there. Ross's 8 is C1 ratting out the Imperials and disclosing that there's an HK assassin droid taken off with a hyperdrive. That was a good action sequence. 8 for Mary's Clancy Brown back as Ryder. Chaz and I actually yelled when we first heard his words. I know, wasn't it cool? I wish we could all watch this together. Liberty's 8, have to throw one in from my dog. She loved the Lothcat. Every noise she looked at the TV. Now that's pretty funny. I like that. That's pretty good. Let's see. Scott's 8 is Balar's Gravitas, and he's got a lot of it. That is for sure. Jason's 8. The Master Padawan relationship between Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. First, very interesting to see with the Dark Jedi. Yes, I wonder how we will qualify them. Hopefully we find out soon. Henrik's number 8 is Sabine and Ahsoka's relationship, which is pretty complicated, but really compelling, I would say. Okay. I want to get to number 7, but I want to give everybody a chance. I know a lot more of you are watching that are commenting, which is completely great. I just want to make sure you get a chance to do that. Gar is here. What's up, Gar? Great to see you on the live show, my friend. Pleasure. Gar says, my 8-year-old son loves the cats. He freaked out every time they were on screen. More love for the Loth cats. Nothing wrong with that. Love it. Smooth. Next one is Sabine. Just overall, such a great actor who commanded every scene she was in. What a great job. Yeah, she's my favorite part of the series so far. She is. Brian's 8 is C1, being the narc on the nefarious New Republic activities. Ross beat me to it. Hey, we'll say it's a tie. How about that? Mary's number 7 is, you know what? I'll just switch mine to 7 too. 7 for me is part 1's final fight, the fight with Sabine and the assassin droids and Shin Hati was pretty epic and real cost, obviously, the way it ends. A great cliffhanger. And just well choreographed, very intense, really well done. Mary's 7 is Hu Yang is back, having David Tennant and Clancy Brown back reprising their roles is fantastic. Love him. I didn't think I'd like him as much as I do, but he's great. Larry's number 7, I heard your repairs were complete. Boom. Nice little quote there. Oh, Mary, don't be sorry at all. It was actually the perfect time. So see, you got this. The teachers know what they're doing. Scott's number 7 has seen the mural in live action, and I'm even more bummed that I didn't go over and take a picture with the mural at Celebration. I know they had it at Comic-Con. It looks really neat. 7 for Ross, Ahsoka cutting multiple large holes in the stone, fluid and efficient. Well said. Minta 7, a Night Sister temple and a surviving Night Sister. Is it possible there are more? Ooh. Jason's number 7. Sabine laying out and donning her armor, then performing the same haircutting ritual that Kanan did, which was very powerful, narratively speaking. And Henrik's number 7 is simply Hera, which is awesome. Brian's number 7. I'm glad we got 2 episodes. It would have been a lot of screaming at the TV if we had to wait another week after Sabine got hurt. Can you imagine? I know. That would be hard. Number 7 for Smooth is Hu Yang is still around with an important repository of Jedi history. And I feel like it adds even more credence to those Clone Wars episodes that he appears too. So it makes me want to go back and see them again. Let's go to number 6. 6 for me is Shin's side eye. Now when Morgan Elsbeth, when it's fully revealed that she's a Night Sister and she's not hiding it at all, Shin is afraid and she's very cautious and she gives her that kind of side eye and steps back. And I like that there's a lot of acting there without actually saying anything dialogue wise, but her posture and her facial expressions and where she stands in conjunction with Morgan Elsbeth, I thought was cool. So that was great. I thought that was a really good piece of acting there. Minta 6. Hu Yang and Ahsoka team up. How he survived is beyond me, but he seems to be in sync with Ahsoka, even though she's not a fully fledged Jedi Knight. And all of his wisdom over the years. Good point. I don't know how he would have survived. That would be a cool story. Liberty, I didn't go through your stuff. Love this scene. It was a great scene. A really great scene. Ross says Loth cats, and then he gives, I don't know, purr-worthy? No, I didn't mean to do that. I always forget that that's what I'm looking for. Loth cats, purr-worthy. Nice little dad joke. Mary Sabine's rock and roll entrance, as others have said, reminds us of JJ's first Star Trek intro of a young Jim Kirk. Ah, that's great. You're right. I hadn't considered that. Jason 6 is Hu Yang. I love his personality, humor, and depth. He's like the droid version of a Jedi. It's true. Like almost like Yoda. And Arc's number 6 is Sabine opening the map. Scott's number 6. Ahsoka's entrance to the map room. Andy should take notes. Yes. Smooth, number 6, Sabine was and is / is Ahsoka's apprentice? Question mark, exclamation point. Can't wait to hear the backstory of this. I can't wait either. Brian's number 6. Balin / Shin's intro. Can't wait to see his true motivation. I think they are incredibly fascinating. So I'm looking forward to that too. All right, let's go to number 5. Number 5, the Chopper Flex. Look, we've seen it in animation plenty. But seeing Chopper flex in live action with his arms, that was great. Welcome. If you're not familiar with Chopper, there he is, friends, Star Wars fans of all ages. There it is. That's Chopper for you. And it just made me happy. I don't know if it deserves to be number 5 of all the narrative great stuff, because I picked some really subtle stuff. But the Chopper flex, it's got to go on my list. It's got to. Mary's 5 is Morgan Elsbeth is a descendant of the Night Sisters. How exciting. Very. Ross, take us out. Padawan, Sabine, and Ahsoka are back, which is cool. Minta's 5, Hera and Chopper's return. To see them in live action form is a blessing. Now I just need Zeb and Hera's child to make an appearance. Ooh, that would be cool. Jason's number 5 is Chopper. His arm gestures in the scene where he digs for all of his stuff are priceless. Absolutely. And just like Liberty mentioned, Henrik's number 5, because you're a hologram, which is what Hugh Yang says, which is a great little moment. Liberty's that star map. Once Elsbeth opened it in the temple, I love the Purgil on the map. So I think I posted it in the cafe, but I found a version of that star map that is not in Orabesh that I need to share with you. It's pretty neat. Unofficial, but I thought it looked cool. Brian's number 5, introduction of Ahsoka. She goes on an Indiana Jones-esque quest, which is totally true. And totally fun. Scott's number 5, the show as a whole pushes me to wonder about Luke, Han, and Leia. What are they doing as all this unfolds? I've thought about that too. All right, let's go into number 4. Moving right along. Number 4, lightsaber telekinesis. I'm talking about Ahsoka's move where she cuts those holes in the floor with circles. I love seeing it live action. It looked absolutely gorgeous. This stunning effects, played to perfection. Gets a nice ooh and ah. And it also shows right away, hey, Ahsoka's special. Ahsoka's different, right? Ahsoka has 2 lightsabers, and she is a powerhouse. As you saw, over 14 million people watched the premiere. And if you hadn't seen Ahsoka, and a lot of my students had not heard of her, which is surprising, but don't worry, I'm going to take care of that. But that's a lot of people are seeing the power of Ahsoka and seeing that move right away. It was really kind of a nice punctuation of, wow, Ahsoka's really cool, really different than you've seen before. You got to pay close attention. Okay, let's see where we're at here. This is so great. 2 weeks in a row, so many people join us. I honestly, I get a little chilled. I could not be happier to see everyone here joining me for the Ahsoka pre-show. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. Mary's number 4, the art of the landscape of both Lothal and Corellia is gorgeous. Yeah, I love the depth to it. I didn't feel like I was watching the volume. It just, and I probably was, but it does look really good. Smooth's number 5. Balin showing some nuance to his character as he expressed remorse and thought of Ahsoka having to die. That is a very, very good point. Minta, Shin, and Sabine's duel. Even though Sabine is the Force user, she held her own for a short spell and even jumped back from a lightsaber wound. Yeah, she didn't give up, which I really liked. Number 4 for Ross is Chopper to Hera. Did you go through my stuff? Which, again, so good. Jason's number 4, the sadness of the rift between Ahsoka and Sabine adds to some great pathos. And Eric's number 4 is Chopper. That's right, a man after my own heart. Number 4 for Liberty is seeing Lothal in live action. We have spent a lot of time there in animation, so this is satisfying. And it just perfectly jumped over, too. Smooth's number 4 is also the Chopper Flex. Scott's number 4 is the opening crawl, which was so cool. Let's go to 3. 3 for me is Hugh Yang and Sabine. I love when they talk to each other. And Hugh Yang saying, look, you've got less force. I forget the exact phraseology, but you have less force abilities than any Padawan I've ever experienced. I've trained thousands. So it's pretty much like them saying, look, Sabine isn't really one with the Force, but she's a great warrior, and she can learn to wield a lightsaber. And she'd be great. I feel like it's unfair to have a non-force wielder use a lightsaber against a force wielder, unless you're General Grievous and you've got 4 arms, and that's in cybernetic, and it's a little bit different. But hey, there's no such thing as fair in love in Star Wars, right? So it's cool. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm getting more and more excited we're 25 minutes away from the new episode. So good. Okay, where are we here? I love seeing all these. Again, Mary's 3 is chopping. Phantom 2, did you go through my stuff? Then the muscle flex after throwing the tracker. Great shot. Minta's 3 is Balin's Skull. It's easy to see he's still a Jedi at his roots, but he's toying with the dark side even as he trains Shin. But he also shows remorse and thought of killing a veteran. Yeah, which, as mentioned earlier, shows some nuance. No Rory Scott. Totally understand, buddy. Ross's 3 is Shin Hati, a wicked introduction of a new Force user. I'm so interested in her story, and I was hoping for figures of her too. Scott, great to see you, buddy. We'll save you a spot next week. Enjoy Ahsoka. Jason 3, Sabine on the speeder bike and a new Star Wars punk rock song. Love it. And X 3 is the Phantom, the second Phantom seeing it in live action. Brian's 4 is Balin's perfect lightsaber form 4, Shien, deflection of the blaster bolts. Look at you with the deep cut there. Liberty's 3 is Sabine watching Ezra's hologram is awesome and sad at the same time. You can feel her pain. It's a great, great sequence. Smooth's number 3 in episode 2 on Corellia. Ahsoka's quick exit from the central tower as she broke the window and jumped down was epic. Just epic. You know what? That is a good scene. It makes for a great GIF. And I should have thought of that as one of mine. That's really good. Okay, it's time to go to 2. Number 2. We're getting close. I think I'm going to run out of space. Yep. Kevin Kiner's score. I put the music really, really high here for a reason. It's just, I wrote in my review on coffeewithkenobi.com that this score is stunning. I mean, it sounds legitimately like it's from a Star Wars movie. Like if I didn't know better, it was a John Williams score. That's the highest compliment I can give it. It's terrific. It deserves to be on that same shelf. And if there is a vinyl of it or something, I'm going to get it because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm as looking forward to the music as I am anything. And that's saying a lot. It's saying a lot. Okay. Sorry, just getting a lot of random texts from people excited about the show tonight. Let's see. Mary's 2 is Sabine cutting her hair, the homage to Kanan doing the same in Rebels, which is really nice. Minta's 2 is Sabine's transformation. The scene was a great callback to Kanan's moment. Look at Minta and Mary are on that same Force wavelength. Ross's 2 is Balin's Skull, a chill bad guy, keeps us guessing. That's right. He'd make for a cool cosplay too. Brian's 2 is Hu Yang's analysis of the lightsaber hills to investigate the 2 Jedi. Shin's hilt reminds him of Kanan's. Reminds Brian of Kanan's. Okay, that's interesting. Jason's number 2. All the live action Lothal and Rebels goodness. Ryder Zadi, Jai Kel, the Phantom, the Communications Tower home, and Ezra's collection of Stormtrooper helmets. So many great Easter eggs. Some more subtle than others and just terrific. Agree, Jason. Totally agree. Henrik's number 2 is a new Inquisitor who's very interesting. Liberty's 2. Bale and Shin are impressive. Shin is the most intriguing character for me at this point. Fierce, intense, athletic. Where did she come from? Indeed. Smooth's number 2, Sabine's statement, I'm ready. It gave me chills as she was decked out in full gear. That was pretty awesome. So now, let's go to number 1 of our top 10 moments from parts 1 and 2. Number 1 for me is the opening crawl. The opening crawl. I did yell. I did scream. No way. And it was a different font, different color, a different size. But we had an opening crawl to celebrate it, which just set the stage for us that Dave Filoni is giving us cinematic Star Wars. And it's not just, that's not lip service. That's not hyperbole. That's not us just loving the excitement of seeing it. But it felt, especially the one that he directed, the first one, like Star Wars. And the opening crawl completely set that scene for me. So much. Number 1, Gar says he wishes there was a music release for each episode. I do too, Gar. I think that'd be great. Liberty's number one is the parallel with Kanan and Sabine is chilling and powerful. It is. Pretty cool, actually. Mina's number one is Ahsoka comes back. Ahsoka's comeback, despite she's more stoic than she was in her younger years. She's starting to come up with her own errors, such as leaving Sabine. She's still highly skilled, and she's willing to learn and grow. So, yeah, that's the cool thing about her as a character. Luke in The Last Jedi, Kanan, etc. Just because you reach the mountaintop doesn't mean you still don't have another one to climb. We're human. Our stories, our heroes, when they fall and get back up and continue to learn lessons, that is what keeps us coming back for more. And one for Ross, all things Sabine, but especially the intro with the punk rock song Igya Ka, which again, Ross got a shout out from some of the band, I believe, right? You have to tell that story on the show this week, Ross. Brian's on one, Sabine's punk rock city escape on the speeder bike. I was lukewarm on the episode until I heard the music and it pulled me in. Oh, that's cool. Music can do that. Mary's tie for number one is Kevin Kiner's music is genius. Agreed, obviously. And the last scene on Lothal marrying the final scene of the Rebels epilogue. Pretty neat. Pretty interesting. And you wonder kind of how that fits, and we'll see. Number one for Jason Hara's inner strength and her ability to mend relationships and make peace. I love this about her in Rebels, and I love seeing it continue in the series. It was great. Number one for Henrik is Sabine's armor, and seeing it in live action was so cool. Julie says, my son asked how Sabine was able to recover from the lightsaber stab. We theorized that Ahsoka had the healing abilities. Anyone wondered this? Sorry if it was discussed. It was not discussed last week, and that's a great question. But no, I just think that they got to her in time. It didn't pierce any major arteries or organs, and she just got right away to be healed. Hera is not able to heal unless that happens later. But no, she's not able to heal. I think it's just quick medical technology and taking care of business. And unfortunate that it didn't stab her through an organ. Father Jimmy is here. Sorry I'm late. I had back to school night. No problem. Welcome, my friend. Smooth's number one. 1A, the Ahsoka series is here. 1B, Ahsoka's quote, something leaving. Sometimes leaving for the right reasons has the wrong consequences, which is a great, great line. I had to think about that over and over again. I'm like, that is really wise. It's cool. And Smooth says it's like her relationship with Sabine and sometimes even Anakin. Father Jimmy's on one is Balin's complexity is my number one. I'm so intrigued by his backstory. I am too. I can't wait to see more about it. And I can't wait to see next week who all is going to join us. Again, we're having record numbers here on CWK Live, and I'm just so thankful. So next week, we're going to go back to our top five. Your top five moments from part 3 of Ahsoka, because we get one episode drops tonight in, 17 minutes. So looking forward to that. So let's go ahead and jump into Ask Dan Z. All right, I know you're getting excited. Time to start the tea and the coffee brewing, get the soda ready, get the popcorn, get the snacks, turn on Disney Plus, and enjoy part 3 of Ahsoka. By the way, I've already actually scheduled it. There's going to be a spot, just like last week, where you can post your completely spoiler-free comments about the new episode in the CWK Cafe. And then we give people a couple of days because not everybody can get to it right away. They're busy. Outside activities, family, all kinds of stuff. So then on Saturday in the morning, I will give a spoiler-filled option where you can share all of your thoughts and really dive deeply and have a great conversation in the CWK Cafe, which is our Facebook group. I'll put the logo up here for you in case you have not gotten a chance to go over to the CWK Cafe. But it's family-friendly, spoiler-free, coffeewithkenobi.com/community. Liberty says there were so many awesome things about those episodes. You all rock. I agree with them all. Absolutely agree. Is the chopper behind you the one that hasn't been released yet? No, this chopper behind me is one from Galaxy's Edge that I actually bought during our big Halcyon trip. Speaking of, again, I get lots of questions about the Halcyon trip and how much fun it was. It was so great that we'd like you to join us the next time we do a trip with Mouse Fan Travel, Coffee with Kenobi and Mouse Fan Travel, summer 2025 on the Disney Wish. Disney has not announced dates yet, but once they do, you can go to coffeewithkenobi.com/mousefantravel and join us on the cruise. Do you have any theories about who the new Inquisitor might be? I do not. I don't want to know. I don't want to speculate because, as I've said, for me, speculation without regulation equals fan constipation. So I always end up messing up my enjoyment if I speculate too much. So I don't think anything about it. And has Dan gone through his stuff? Yes, I have lots of stuff. Lots of goodies I've been going through collectible-wise. Why do you think Vanessa Marshall wasn't cast to play here? I don't know. I love Vanessa Marshall. Can't pretend to know why these things happen, but it's interesting. Anthony, so how about those Cubbies? Cubbies are great, man. It's fun. I hope they're beating Milwaukee tonight. But they're fun. I've been talking about a lot with Tom and Corey. Actually, more on that in a bit. But I got to show you a promo. This is actually from a couple of CWK Pour-Overs ago. As you know, CWK Pour-Over is where you can go to get access to exclusive podcasts and videos not heard anywhere else. We actually recently did one where we give we were talking about powerful heroes and things like that, and Corey was trying to give this really profound conversation about we were talking about favorite couples, and he was talking about Matt Murdock in the Daredevil series, and I accidentally hit the laugh track button or a clapping button. I can't remember, but so Tom and I started laughing, and we were trying not to. Corey tried to ignore us. Here's the clip.
It's kind of the ship that's interesting to me. I liked how they did it on the screen and on the page. There you go, Matt Murdock and Karen Page.
I'm sorry, Corey.
We've lost it.
I'm so befuddled right now.
Yes. Oh, what was this other word? I forget.
What?
Shenanigans.
These are shenanigans for real.
I'm so sorry. I completely ruined. You're like really opening up about
waxing poetic
about this tragic couple, and I'm sorry. This is why people want to see the video portion of the show. You also, when you started explaining that, by the way, you didn't pay attention, but we kind of started off being idiots because you said something about climbing the ranks, and so I pretended like I was on a ladder, and then Tom started miming, and then we did a whole mime thing. But you were like really into what you were saying, didn't even.
I was thinking about my.
You were so focused.
My description. I was very focused.
So we're the worst friends ever. I think that's been established. Yeah.
Yes.
And
the
other part about the video is.
So for context on that again, I accidentally hit a laugh button with Corey, and it was kind of a mess. But you saw us like Tom and I fighting tears. We were laughing so hard, and we get silly, and it's fun. And if you want to be a member of the CWK Alliance, it's a great way to support me, get some extra content, and just have some fun. Jordan is here. Hello, Jordan. He says, "Hi, Dan. Just want to say hi. I've been a CWK listener for many years. I haven't been able to comment before because I don't have Facebook." Hey, Jordan, so great to have you, my friend. Welcome. You're welcome to join us on the live show on YouTube anytime. Brian wants to know how cool is it that we have CWK Live right up to new episodes of Ahsoka. It really, honestly, could not work out any better. It's just great. How about those Cubbies? So good. Liberty, I've made a mistake. I was actually going through my stuff, so your comment worked perfectly. But yes, going through Chopper stuff, never do that. Smooth loves the YouTube watch option. Yeah, I fine-tuned some stuff, so I'm glad it worked out really well. Great to see you, Jordan. Great to see all of you again. Thank you so much. 11 minutes until Ahsoka Part 3 drops, so I know y'all want to see that. I want to see it too. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to commenting and talking with all of you. Be sure to get your top 5 ready and join us next week at the same time as we break down Ahsoka. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and thank you so much for joining me. Look for much more on coffeewithkenobi.com. Look for me and Jen and Ross's intense, detailed breakdown is a better option of Part 3 that's coming out this week. Looking forward to it, my friends. Looking forward to seeing all of you. Thank you again so much. May the stars light your way. And remember, this is the podcast you're looking for. See you next time, and enjoy Ahsoka.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.